Greetings, warrior. Clearly some Ferengi Pataks were running YouTube the day we streamed our glorious first episode. This means the video is disrupted for the first half of this transmission. However, audio is at respectful levels, and once we moved to Twitch, the superior Klingon streaming platform, all was fine. Those of you with honor will stay and watch our warriors serve the Empire. So fetch your blood wine, prime your pain sticks, and enjoy this first episode of the video logs of House Garblag. Honor to you and your house. Kapla!
Hello, Kapla! Oh.
Stuvan.
You can only see a Klingon bird of prey on the stream now.
Well, we will be there shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Garblag Games. I just looking at my stream, and it's looking a bit jumpy. So let us know in chat if you are okay. Here we go. Let's have a look. So we are today doing a Patron preview stream of Star Trek Adventures Klingons. Kapla! So,
it's a good day to die.
Get your blood wine, or, as I have, your Raktajino, and sharpen your batleth, because we are about to take a very interesting step into the Star Trek world. We've got a couple of Klingon PDFs between us, so please bear with us while we there may be one or two bits of bobs here. Basically, I got carried away making an overlay, and then I thought, right, I've got a fresh game now of Klingons.
It's a beautiful overlay.
Oh, thank you. And hopefully I can update it so that it's. It doesn't like it.
In it.
No, I tell you what, I'm gonna remove that because that's probably gonna kill. Okay, I was gonna try and have threat and momentum on the screen, but I think we're just gonna have to keep a track of it separately. It's chunky. Oh, thanks. I didn't think I'd put on that much COVID weight. Yeah, I think we're having a few connection issues, are we? Let's drop frame 0. Maybe it's just the fact that we've got so much going on. Okay, anyway, let's try and continue. So, while I make the last few notes, why don't we have our players tell us a bit about their characters that we've just finished creating? We'll start with Ben.
I am playing Turisa, daughter of House Grilka, gunnery officer and tactical specialist on board our ship.
The Tla'ich. Dan?
I am Chapeng, ship's engineer, and it is my honor to keep this glorious vessel flying for the Klingon Empire.
And last but not least,
I'm Kozar, son of Kavor, and I have the honor of serving as Beck, enlisted warrior, upon the
Tla'ich.
Tla'ich. Unfortunately, I'm now currently serving as helmsman.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. And as Eggles pointed out on chat, we're having huge internet problems all across Europe, and I've had challenges with my phone internet and with the Wi-Fi recently. I think we all saw on Thursday night for Alien finale we had a bit of problems then as well. So we're gonna play through. If it's a bit jerky and stuff, hopefully you can still hear us okay. Tell us if the sound is okay, because if the sound is okay, then that's kind of 8/10 of it, you know. And just being able to see us and know that we're still here is kind of handy for you. Okay, so our 3 brave warriors of the Empire. Okay, Right. Captain's log. Qapla'! Success! Our last battle was a resounding victory for the crew of the Tla'ich. Even better, Clang died in the battle. He is no longer around to trouble me with all his worrisome angles on how I am failing in my duty as a captain. Ha ha ha! Little did he know I have trained this crew so well, can operate without me. And even as I saw to my favourite targs in the den, my crew performed exemplary, and they defeated our enemy. Those Cardassians didn't even know what was going to hit them. But the Tla'ich performed well. Perhaps I shall have to give Chepeng some commendation. The ship seems to have run so smoothly. Most of the systems are still intact. Saying that, we did take heavy losses, and many of the crew are dead. We're running on skeleton numbers now, and I've had to put that lazy Kozar in on the helm. He is not of noble blood, and I would not normally have such on my ship if I had a choice. Besides, I'm sure he will probably die next. He is very handy with a mek'leth, though. Right, well, anyway, we've received communication from the house, from Lady Grilka herself, that there is one of our mining facilities has not reported in, and a Kobarian freighter went past there recently and did not pick up any transmissions when normally they would. We have been tasked with finding out what has happened to this mining operation, and we will head there now and see what has happened, and hopefully there is another battle for us. Captain's log ends. The camera pans across the Tla'ich, a Burrell-class bird of prey, a small ship that had normally 20 crew members. And on the surface of the bird of prey, we can see battle damage, burns, scars, and holes in the hull. However, the ship seems to be largely intact. There's a screen wipe, and we're on the bridge of the Tla'ich. And Captain Latour, a large mountain, lazy mountain of a man, is slumped in the captain's throne in front of the view screen, feasting on a large piece of meat. You're not sure where it came from. It may have been from the stores. It may have been one of his targs that annoyed him so much that he killed it. Speaking of which, his favourite pet targ is there at his side, snuffling and at a kind of like a large barrel of some, looks like entrails, you're not sure. Occasionally he pours some blood wine into it for his targ to carry on trougling.
I think that was the second officer.
Perhaps. Poor Clang. Around the bridge there are a few stations. It is dimly lit, as we've all seen on the show. The kind of dark and red lighting of the interior of a Klingon ship, which hopefully I've tried to replicate in the look and feel of our overlay. I was going to have threat and momentum on the screen, but I think if I try to interact with the overlay too much, our whole stream will just collapse. So I think we'll probably just keep going. The captain has informed you all that you are to head to an outlying system of the Klingon Empire, where the House of Grilka, your house, has a mining facility in an asteroid cluster, which is picking off the heavy metals from all of these asteroids slowly. It's been set up there a few years ago, and there are some trade routes that run past there towards the Federation. And in particular, magnesite has been a great export from that area. So on board the bridge, you currently have all three of you are there, and Katemon, who is another warrior who is standing in for the kind of comms and operations kind of station. And he is looking rather surly as he sustained a bit of a wound during your previous battle with Cardassian scouts. And he's kind of hunched over his station. The captain is there eating and chewing away. And Kozar, you've been given the orders to set course. So you have done so. And the three of you are on board the bridge. There's a bit of paneling hanging down from one side. There's been one of those cool explosions that they always have at the back of the bridge in Star Trek at some point. So Chepeng, the engineering station on the back, actually has taken some damage. So you're currently repairing the damage report system. The damage report system's broken.
Damage report. The damage report system is broken.
There is nothing wrong with the ship.
And Teresa, is it Teresa?
Teresa.
Teresa. The captain goes, Teresa, report. Anything on long-range sensors?
Is there anything on long-range sensors?
Well, let's have a roll, shall we? The first roll of the game.
I was going to say, you're not picking on me because I'm a girl and expecting me to repeat everything the computer says, are you?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
I have one job on this ship.
I'm picking on you, Ben, because your character sheet was filled out first.
Okay. Tell me what you want me to do.
So this will be a reason and science or security, depending on what kind of scan you want to do.
I'm doing a security scan.
Okay.
Because science is
and the ship,
weak.
The ship can help, I believe. Oh, we need to set up a sheet for the ship, don't we? Oh dear.
So this is shipboard tactical system.
Yep.
The ship. Wait, what we looking at? Computer sensors.
Yep.
7.
7. So if you can roll 7 dice, Kozar.
Meanwhile, here is my roll.
Yep.
And security gives +1.
Okay.
Shall I just run?
Do we start with any momentum? Sorry, that's the one.
How did you roll?
You select the 2 things on your character sheet.
Yeah.
And then you press on the right. You see where it says task roll. You press the little Starfleet emblem.
So how do I get 0, 0?
That's 2 fails. So basically, you're trying to. You see, your reason is 7 and security is 4. That gives you a score of 11. On every dice you roll, which is a d20, you're trying to get 11 or less. The advantage of Roll20 is it just summarizes it. Did you do it? You always roll at least 2 dice.
So it comes out as binary. It's either success or not.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Which is handy for Star Trek. Right. Sorry. Here we go. Let me just check. We don't start because with momentum, which is kind of a cool mechanic of this game, you can. Chapter 4.
Nice.
So spending momentum is on page 85, just to let you guys know. Be used.
Do you want me to roll 1 dice at a 7?
Yes, 1 die for the
ship.
ship. Sorry, not 7 dice. You've got you've got a 7 to do it.
I'll pick one of my stats at 7.
That's probably a good idea.
See if we can do.
Egil's put time for a mutiny. Is it already?
It just started.
Okay, so
That would be a dishonor.
You're traveling at high warp. You're not sure. You can scan the system ahead, but you can't pick anything up.
Captain, we cannot detect anything. If this Patach needs to learn to fly better.
Ugh! A piece of mutton hits you on the back, Kozar, as you're sitting in the pilot seat at the front, and the captain throws a hunk of meat at you. Smells quite nice. It's like,
Cool,
Helm, do your job.
yes, Captain. Kozar grumbles and uses the meat to push off the rest of the debris from his helm station.
Okay.
Chucks it.
Okay. Cool. So you are flying along. You're going to drop out very soon of warp into the system. Is there anything you all want to do before you arrive there?
Have as much of the ship repaired as possible before going into a potential
do you want to
other
make
combat
a,
situation.
Do you want to make an engineer? So Chapeng, sorry, that's a good point. Pretty much every system is damaged apart from the cloaking device.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
That seems to be working perfectly, and in fact, yeah, I mean, you were able to maintain it throughout your last battle, and it was key to your survival. You're not currently cloaked because you are flying through Klingon territory. But if you want to make a repair roll, Chapeng, then we can see if you make a repair roll, then you might be able to repair one of the other systems, like shields or weapons.
Pete, there's a problem on the stream.
There's a problem on the stream.
Yeah, it's buffering and nobody's moving.
Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
Clearly, we all need to be going like this while we're flying along.
Oh, this is annoying. Can you hear us?
Maybe this is a sign that you should stick with Twitch.
Yeah.
After the great Twitch YouTube debate.
This is just like a trial of using OBS to stream
Twitch.
just to YouTube to share with our patrons, and clearly this is.
I think live streaming Twitch probably is just it's ramped up for that, whereas YouTube is more uploads, I imagine.
Well, I don't know. They've got lots going on for live.
Yeah.
Lots of people doing live on there.
True.
It's just that we've picked the one day of the year where the
everyone
internet's
uploads.
not working.
It's 50,000 people uploading YouTube videos about Klingons.
Can anyone in chat tell us how you're currently finding our stream? And we will pause momentarily, but continue to move around so YouTube thinks there's stuff going on the stream. Oh God, it's really, I don't know what is going on. What is going on? Can anyone hear or see anything? Good question. YouTube is not receiving enough. Yeah, it just keeps saying it's not receiving enough information. This is annoying. See, the reason I have to do it this way, and what I wanted to do, now we've reached, by the way, we've reached our latest goal. Sound is still good. Okay. So we've reached our latest goal. And the reward to our patrons was a monthly game. And the only way I know of doing it, so only the patrons can see it first, and we can release it later, is to stream as an unlisted video on YouTube. And then that allows us to share the link with people we want to see it, so Discord, patrons, chat, and then I can switch the recording to public whenever I want to, so at a later date, and then other people can watch it. So trying something out. So we're experiencing a few difficulties, and clearly YouTube and the internet are having fun today. Seems to be smoothing out. Was buffering a bit a little while ago. Okay. Well, we shall carry on. Right. So, Dan, let's have an engineering, a reason and engineering roll to see if you can succeed. And I think I just want to get
reason and engineering.
Yes.
And your focus will count.
Yeah.
If you've got an engineering one.
I've got focus warbirds.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So focus.
I like your style. I like your style.
Complication range. 1. Task roll 1. So I just roll that one. So
2. Task roll 2.
Oh, task roll 2.
You get 2 dice as standard.
Okay.
We'll just do it again.
Did that
Okay.
work?
Yeah.
That worked. However, you had a critical fail. So
Where did that appear then?
that's a
Oh, there we go.
complication. So that read
The
0.
helm station explodes, killing Kova.
No, I think I can just take a point of. I think I can just take a point of threat. Apologies, I haven't played this in a little while. So.
I just wanted to check that it wasn't broken because we've had a couple of critical failures.
Yeah,
I was
hang
just
on,
rolling
we
again
keep
just in
critically
case.
failing. We keep critically failing. Dice. Here we go. Right. Sorry about this.
That's all right. We're going to blow the ship up in the first 10
We're going to blow
minutes, 20
ship up.
minutes.
No, you.
We'll find a new one.
But you succeeded, didn't you? So you got a 2. You got 2 successes. So you got a critical.
Hmm.
You got a critical success and a critical failure. Wow, that's cool. So you do manage to get one system working. Which system would you like to get working?
I was going to go for shields.
Shields. Okay, right. Your shields are now fully restored. Okay. However, you have just diverted power from the cloaking device to do that. Okay.
Whoops.
Right, hang on.
It's fine. We're in Klingon space.
Complication.
Yeah, plus we're glorious warriors.
Creates which comes into play once the task has been resolved. Traits. Okay.
We even need
Okay,
shields.
so basically you create a complication, yeah, which means and the trait that enters the scene now is cloaking device faulty. Doesn't mean it's not working, but the cloaking device is faulty. Now that trait may mean that when you try to do things with the cloaking device, it's harder to do. Yeah. So we're a real Mickey Mouse operation. You're absolutely right, Lupine Shiro. We're trying to figure this out. Here we go. Okay. Improving the odds. Momentum. To spend. What you can do, if you want to, if there is no momentum, then you can give me a point of threat to add a die. So you get to roll more dice. So whereas normally you'd roll 2 dice. If you could spend a point of momentum or take a point of threat, you could go up to 3 dice.
Can we bank a momentum as well?
Momentum goes into a pot.
Double success.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the. Here we go. Momentum. When a character attempts a task and scores a greater number of successes than the difficulty, then these successes become momentum. So you generated 2 successes. There, you got 2, but you only needed 1. So you generated a point of momentum. So you can either spend that now, or you can save it in the bank. It's up to you, Chapeng.
Got the toaster oven. That's safe. Now you're playing for the Mini Cooper.
And
I'll spend it now.
you can common uses for momentum. Create an advantage. Momentum can allow a character to produce a positive or advantageous circumstance. Spending 2 momentum establishes some new advantage. So like I just said, cloaking device faulty, you could do something else like shields hardened or something, and it would give you an advantage later on. Create opportunity, create a problem, obtain information. They're all the things that you can do to use momentum. Repeatable. Obtain information, create an opportunity. One of the most straightforward uses of momentum is to add bonus d20s to a task. Decision to purchase bonus dice must be made before.
Actually, I
So I don't think there's anything you can do right now with it, actually.
We're going to bank it.
Yeah. So does one of you want to cash? Who's looking after momentum on their character sheet? Who can do that for the team?
Don't we do it?
That would be great. Thank you, Kozar.
Okay. There you go.
The enlisted
We have
warrior.
1 momentum.
Yes, 1
Of
momentum.
my helmsman jobs. We're moving forwards. That's 1 momentum.
Yeah, and we start with 2 threat. And threat I can spend to like put bad guys into a scene or other things. just to annoy you. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Can I run a tactical diagnostic
Absolutely.
while we're
Yeah.
flying along?
Yeah. Go for it. I would think that would be reason and security.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you can select your on the character sheet. It's really nicely made, so you can select the panels and then. Oh, hello. Okay, so you only needed one success to run a diagnostic. So you've got an extra point. So I'll give you some basic information. You could obtain more information, or you could bank momentum for later. But what happens is you run your diagnostic and you can see that Chapeng has just diverted energy from the cloaking device to the shields. So the shields are now fully operational, but the cloaking device, there will be additional challenge to activate or deactivate your cloaking device.
I'm going to get some more information that I want to know about the status of the weapon systems.
Okay. The weapon systems are, again, you have a bit of a complication that they are damaged, so there will be a extra challenge to using them whenever you need to fire your disruptors. So that's not a surprise. Okay, cool. Kozar, is there anything you want to do before you come out of warp? Because you're just about to arrive at the system.
Propulsion-wise, I don't think.
You seem to be okay. You're kind of cruising along at about warp 6.5 at the moment.
Might bring us out at the edge of the system, just so we have more time to find out what's going on.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Let's have a.
As
You're not used to this.
Complained at about the sensors.
You're not used to this, so let's have a con roll, please.
Yeah.
And that will be control and con.
Yeah.
I like the different stats in this, and it's about how your character's acting, your attributes, rather than, I mean, obviously there's fitness, but you can apply them in different combinations.
Focus?
Sorry?
Can I use my propulsion system focus?
Yeah, go on. Why not? Oh, 3 successes. Okay, so you come out of warp on the edge of the solar system, and you can see the star on the main view screen comes up, and there is one small rocky planet near the star. It's as far as you know from House Grilka records, it is uninhabited. There is one gas giant, and somewhere in between the two, Klingon scanners aren't the most accurate. There is kind of an asteroid cluster, which looks like maybe some sort of exploded world or something previously, and there is a large metallic concentration in that area. Just comes up on kind of general scanners, and Captain Latour is like, Kozar, excellent, bringing us out further away to get the element of surprise.
I'll turn around to the back, and Kozar goes, Teresa, perhaps this will give you enough time for your scans.
Burn.
Okay, so you come out of warp on the edge of the system, and there are, as far as sensors show you, just from looking at them, you can't see any. There's no kind of overt ships. There's nothing inhabited. There's no like planet full of people. It's this is a mining system. You know that there's just some sort of little mining outpost on one of these asteroids, but you are safely on the edge of the system. So if you do want to do any kind of scanning, you can.
Very well. I shall do some scanning.
Latour turns to Chapeng. Engineer, engage the cloaking device.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. So, Talisa, if you want to do your scan, Chapeng, you're going to have because the cloaking device is faulty, you are going to have it's going to be 2 challenge to get it. You need 2 successes.
So that's a complication range of 2 on the
Yes.
character sheet, yeah?
Yeah, and that also means that if you roll 1920, I think that makes it complications. As already discussed, the normal effect of a complication is to increase the difficulty of related tasks by 1, or to make it so that a task that is normally possible cannot be attempted. Alternatively, if the player doesn't wish their character to suffer an immediate complication, or the games master doesn't want to, blah 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 blah. No, so don't do the complication range, because that's this makes your task more difficult. Complication range is actually that critical failure range and how big that is. So if you make that 2, your critical failure range is 1920. So what I want you to just roll, and we just need you to get 2 successes on your roll.
On the complication range on the dice roller, though, it's always at 1.
Yeah, leave that as 1.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And then the one underneath, what does that say?
Task roll.
Task roll.
Maybe
And
That's
that's
your
that
amount
needs
of
to be at
dice.
2.
That's
Yeah.
your number of dice. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we have momentum in the bank? If anyone wants to spend momentum, spending a
I got
momentum.
2 successes on my.
Oh, you got 2
scale. I got a 1 and a 2. I'm assuming those 2 successes.
That counts as 3 successes. So you total
3
them up.
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what will have happened is you got a focus, a relevant focus.
Yes, I have.
So that will mean that you rolled under your focus. So when you have a focus, your critical success range increases to your discipline number that you're using. So if your
Okay.
discipline is 4, your critical success range goes from 1 to 1 to 4.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you get 2 successes if you land in that critical range. So a focus
So the aim
is
here
really
is to
useful.
roll low.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't really
I'm
matter.
going to kick ass at this game then.
not now that you know. And invert.
Now the odds are against.
Yeah, I rolled a 20 every time. What's going on? Okay, so sorry. So
Is it reason and engineering or control and engineering?
It's control
or
and
con?
engineering, because you're doing like well, you can use con or engineering. It's up to you.
I'll use control and engineering, and I'm going to roll.
Do you want to spend a momentum to gain an extra die? So your task goes up to 3, so you can roll 3 dice.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Please take away a momentum, and
Yep.
I'm going to roll. There we go.
so you got 3 successes as well.
Awesome.
Cool. Right, so the lights dim. And outside we see the Burrell ship shimmer. And the Tl'itch taking on its namesake. It's like smoke disappears.
I'll
and
give
it's
the ship a reassuring.
So Dan,
job well done.
you needed 2 successes to do that. So you got 1 extra. So do you want to bank that as momentum?
I'll bank it as momentum.
Okay. Cool, that's good. Teresa, you got 3 successes. You only needed 1 to scan the system. You can obviously use 1 to obtain more information, and then and you can do that multiple times. So
Ben, I think you're on mute, mate.
Yep.
is your microphone gone too
Can't
far?
hear you.
Hello. While you figure that out, I'll just read this to you. Each point of momentum spent can be used to ask the Games Master a single question about the current situation, or an item, object, structure, creature, or character present in or relevant to the scene at hand. The Games Master must answer this question truthfully, but the Games Master does not have to give complete information. A partial or brief answer that leaves room for further questions is more common. The information provided must be relevant to the task attempted, and it must be the kind of information that a character using that skill would be able to determine in that situation. A character could use medicine to diagnose an illness, or security to identify a form of ranged weapon from the damage it caused. Can't hear you, Ben. Nope. Oh man, we're having such a great stream today, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Sorry, guys. This is what.
This is exactly what you would expect from a ragtag band of
Hey,
Klingon warriors
hey.
on a bucket of bolts
Absolutely.
starship that is barely holding itself together. It is literally stuck together with honor and a prayer to Kalis.
Okay.
Kozal's at the front
That's
going,
weird.
Teresa, your mic is off.
Cannot hear you over the communication system.
Nancy, how did you get the sound?
Oh
There
no, we
we
just
go.
hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
We can hear you.
Now we can't.
So you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay.
Only just.
I didn't change it.
Move it closer to your face. Move the microphone a
Okay.
bit closer.
How's that?
Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
don't think we're picking you up from that though, because you sound a little bit distant.
Your
I think we're picking you up from your laptop. Have you accidentally changed your input on Zoom, or is it like changed the
I
input?
muted myself on Zoom, and then I unmuted myself on Zoom. I unplugged the headset and plugged it back in.
Bottom left of Zoom, where the little microphone is, the little up arrow. Check which sound.
Microphone array.
Have you got an option for headset?
Mic in at front panel.
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
Yes.
That's it, is it?
That sounds a lot better.
Yeah,
but
you sounding
That
good.
sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
That should be the microphone then.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, and now it's a
Welcome
little
back.
bit close to your face because we've
Yeah,
got
now it's too close.
Honor to your house.
just slightly, not too far.
There we
Okay.
go. That should fix it.
Yay! We're
Yay!
getting there. This stream
Yay.
will work. Honest.
Technical. It's like the early days of Garblag.
I
all
know
over
this is
again.
crazy.
I
Isn't it?
know.
I think we'll keep this one for the patrons. But this is more fun, and we've got we've got some of the guys.
It's more
in the chat with us.
homespun.
It's more personal. I think
Yeah.
that's more what you.
Yeah,
Everything
there you
goes
go. This is
horribly
nice
wrong.
language.
Yeah.
Right, so I
exposing-
got 3 successes.
Okay, you got 3 successes. Now,
I'm going
as-
to use 2 of them for
Yep.
information. One for like a general scan, and then one I'm going to keep in reserve for when I find out anything else in system. And then I'm going to bank one for momentum.
Okay, so one more momentum.
Yep.
And you scan the system. Did you use security? Okay, so you're looking for like targets or other ships and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So you scan the system. You can tell that there is a powerful magnetic field around the gas giant, which would scatter your sensors and probably your targeting scanners. So that's something of note. The asteroid cluster or field is highly resistant to your scans. And you remember now that they were talking about magnesite ore being shipped out of here. Magnesite is actually very hard to scan through and send electromagnetic frequencies through. So that probably accounts for that. And the smaller inner world is a lifeless rock. It's like Mercury, basically.
Okay, can I do a more specific look with that second success
Of
into the
what?
asteroid field?
Okay, cool. The asteroid field is a large collection of...
And this is Star Trek, isn't it? So I'm going to look for some kind of impulse wake signature.
Ooh, look at him. Okay, so...
Like it. Like it.
So, you scan, you like... tap some buttons. I forgot. Sorry, this is a Klingon ship, isn't it? And the asteroid cluster sort of zooms in front of you, and you can see a large collection of fairly big asteroids. Over 100 of these large-size asteroids. They all seem to be swirling around together, moving in this. You can see they're moving around the orbit of the star, but in this kind of loosely kept together cluster, and you pick up a very clear power signature coming from one of the central asteroids, and you don't detect any impulse wakes, but you do detect. You can see the mining facility, and you can see that the power is on.
Mining facility is present, Captain. Power is on. Doesn't seem to be
Ugh.
anything out of the ordinary.
Why would they not be contacting us? Someone, calm them. He's like, you think he's quite drunk. He's been drinking lots of blood wine. You were all celebrating your victory against the Cardassians. He really celebrated it. He went off and celebrated it with his targs for a day. And you're not sure what went on down in the captain's den. So, and you don't ask. So, well, he's come back.
He
with bits
really
of
loves
a
those
targ.
tasks.
Well, he's come back with a bit of a targ. So, who knows?
Some of them. He loves some of them.
And the targ is there going, the kind of big hairy pig dog thing that it is. Who wants to? Is anyone going to try and calm the?
Is there anyone in the
I thought we
the
had like
station next to me?
Yeah, there's
Ka'ith to do that.
Katemon. Ka'ith.
Temon.
Ka'ith and Ka'Evin are the Klingon twins who hang out at the back of the bridge. Katemon like punches a button. They are not responding, Captain. He's a man of few words. Fine. Take us closer, Kozar. Chapeng,
Yes, Captain.
monitor the cloak and the engines. Teresa, keep an eye out for any patachs hanging around in system.
There are no impulse wake signatures, Captain, but I shall scan.
That just means no one's moving. Could be waiting. Keep your wits about you, warriors. And he kind of has this brief moment where he's like slightly like, oh, I'm trying to be a captain, and then he kind of slumps back into his chair. And those big grey tin like cups they have. He dunks it in a handy, barrel that's shaped.
He's got his own
stored
barrel.
on-
Yeah.
But it's shaped nicely to be kept on a bridge, so if it shakes, it doesn't fall over. It's like Deanna Choi's mug, hot chocolate mug, but a big Klingon barrel of blood wine. And he just kind of issues that order: take us closer, and all those other things.
Kozar is gonna move the ship closer,
Okay.
but I think we'll start off at quarter impulse and see what comes up.
Okay. So you're just gonna like cruise in.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we rolling? You're just gonna cruise in. You're not doing anything fancy. You're just like.
No, just
Okay, right. Okay, so you fly. The ship flies in, and it takes you 20 minutes or something. You're flying in at quarter impulse. Chapeng, you're monitoring everything. You can see that there are fluctuations in the cloaking device as you're going. We also have the trait of, I did say, weapons faulty. So you're going to have challenge extra difficulty on using your weapons. Teresa, you're aware of this. You, as weapons officer, are able to try and help repair tactical systems. You're an expert in those as well. So you could help Chapeng.
Yeah, I'll do that then. If I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah, well, I shall try and render our weapons usable then.
Okay.
What's the roll on that?
So that would be.
She knows to ask first because Chapeng doesn't like it when people muck around with his ship. So she knows it's the honourable thing to ask first.
Maybe
Just
she
saying.
does.
We've served together,
Honourable,
right?
I like that, the honourable thing. Yeah, you guys have been through battle together. Your
It's a bit touchy.
Chapeng has kept this ship going. Teresa is a tactical genius, and Kozar tore the arms off of a Cardassian, and you all saw that. Yeah, or at least he tells you he did. You're not quite sure if you saw it or he didn't. There was a Cardassian without any arms, and Kozar told you that he tore them off.
Looking at his little picture, I mean,
he's got
been
some
working
guns.
out.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I found 3 cool pictures from the book that I thought actually fit your characters perfectly.
Well, they're cool.
So And who knows, we might do this more than once. So
Chapeng. I need to look at tactical systems.
You must.
brilliant.
He says as he hammers some metal.
All right, so what's my role on that?
So it's going to be control and security.
Oh, yeah. That's my jam.
This is why you're an expert at it. Oh, we have
What
a
did you get?
complication.
I missed it. Oh.
Did it, though?
So not only do we have... so basically, what we're going to say is you removed the faulty status on the weapons. But
Not fix them, just remove the faulty state.
well, that's fixing them. Yeah, so you
Just
repaired
turned off the
them.
light.
Turn off the light on the blinking on the dash.
That's fine.
No, all he did was put a bit of sticky tape over the blinking light.
Do not use this.
Sorry, I meant as in game mechanics wise, not ship mechanics wise. So you fix the weapons, you re-divert some power flows, and you reset the targeting systems, and it seems that they are no longer faulty. However, you have done this at the expense of another system. So the cloaking device is already faulty. If you do it again, then it probably be damaged, and you'll need to go into dock to fix it properly. You could make one of the other systems faulty, such as the shields, life support, or sensors. Do you want to pick one of those that when you re-diverted power, you had to take it away from something else, basically?
I like the idea of power being diverted from the cloaking to the shields. And
That seems silly.
shields.
The one thing I just...
I fixed that!
Actually, I think I might take it from warp drive for now,
Okay, cool.
because we're not using that at the
Yep.
minute.
So the warp drive is faulty.
We need the shields, we need the cloak, and we need the guns.
Yep.
But right this second, we don't need warp.
Okay, so your weapons are no longer faulty, and your shields are fine as well. Your cloaking device and warp drive are faulty. So you're cruising in to...
That's not to put too fine a point on it, but if the warp drive packs up, that's Kozar's fault.
Yeah. I'm going to get another targ bone thrown at me. Why is it not working?
Probably.
It had power a minute
Probably.
ago.
Okay, so you're cruising into the system now, and you are kind of drawing parallel with the gas giant. It's as you kind of come into the outside of the system, the first thing you're coming to, although not directly, it's kind of off to your port side. You're flying in towards the asteroid cluster, and you can see it there. Teresa, you know that this would provide an excellent position for a hidden ship to potentially ambush from. Kozar and Chapeng, you don't really care about that kind of stuff. You're focused on other things. Kozar, you're just checking all the buttons. Every now and then something's just like out of balance, and you put it back, and then you're back, and then you're to, and then you're from. Thank God there's inertial dampeners, because the ship is kind of flying along a little bit like this. But you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. You really do miss
Kozar's got a
MTEP
pad next to him with just all the
A
controls.
great big thick manual sat on the table next to you.
Just flipping pages.
Honor to your house for selecting the Klingon bird of prey.
Okay, so you guys are flying into the system, and you're aware that there is that issue with some of your systems, but you keep going. You're parallel with the level with the gas giant. Is there anything you guys want to do as you kind of basically you've moved in like a zone of the star system?
I'm going to scan for threats in that perfect ambush spot.
Okay, cool. How many momentum have we got?
3 at the moment.
3. You can use some momentum if you want.
I will, yeah. Just one.
So just to let you know, your first die that you add costs 1 momentum. The second
Yeah.
one costs 2. The third one costs 3. And
Okay,
you
well,
you can't get any more than 3 bonus dice to one roll.
yeah, I mean, I'll add one. One is enough.
Yeah, sure. You're not
So
greedy.
how does that change things?
So your task roll is now 3.
Task roll 3, right?
Yep.
And I'm doing reason and security.
Yeah.
Here we go then.
Having stream challenges again. It's not receiving enough video. I don't understand why it says that. Oh, wow. 3 successes. Excellent. Okay, here we go.
A little targeting reticules. Beep, 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 beep.
With the triangular,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Triangular backdrop is relevant. I think for episode 2 or the next session, if we do it in a month's time, if people want to and they want to see more of this and I get the stream working better, I'll do a bit more with kind of tactical overlay as well, just to be like, hey, look, here are spaceships.
The game's afoot.
Threat spends. Sorry, just making sure I get this right. I think it's what
Tragedy,
size?
I've run out of blood wine.
Oh no! What size? Lewis, what size is a Burrell on the stats?
Burrell is scale 3.
Okay. Oh, just to let you know, when you have a complication, you can choose not to have a complication by adding threat to my pool. Okay? So if you don't want the ship, if you didn't want the warp drive to actually be faulty, you could say, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you a threat instead.
Okay.
And threat I can use later on. Basically, the spending the threat, I can bring in bad guys, and that means, but I have to spend it for the if it's ships, I have to spend it on the size. I think. Yeah, starship cost threat equal to their scale. Bring in additional.
In the meantime, Kozar will inform the captain we are approaching the station, sir.
But you were successful. So you got 3 successes. So you're scanning the atmosphere. I'm going to say you need 2 successes to be completely successful in what you were doing because it was slightly more difficult.
Yep.
And you pick up a metallic signature in the polar orbit of the gas giant. You have one more success. You can use it as bank it as momentum, or
No, I want to know more about what that is.
You want to obtain more information.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing is buffering still. Okay, you run a few subroutines, and you see that there is a ship, and it is a similar size to your ship. In fact, it looks very similar to your ship.
Captain, there is a ship in polar orbit around the gas giant, very similar to ours.
What? Oh, he almost kind of wakes up. Quick! Have they detected us? They're not moving.
Impossible to tell. They're not moving.
Let's get to the mining station and see what's happened before we start any. Don't you think?
Yes, Captain.
He's a bit drunk.
If those are your orders, Captain.
Yes, those are my orders. Proceed to the mining platform. We need to. We're here for a mission. Not this. This. I don't know. And he's kind of like.
Like every boss ever.
Don't say that. I'm a boss.
Don't say that, I'm a boss.
Oh, hang on. Yeah.
Is there a boss above you? Then you can say that.
My boss is great.
Okay. Boss above them? Anyway, we'll keep flying.
Okay. Why is this having problems? My internet is at full. My thing says full. Like the stream says green.
Why do I get the feeling that it's decor?
Cool.
House decor.
Cool.
Always interfering with the house business.
They are honorless attacks.
Perhaps. You're not sure. So, you're going to continue into the system.
Toothless Krishna cats.
Okay, so the ship cruises in under cloak into the same zone as the asteroid cluster. And here you can see now on view screen with your kind of optical sensors magnified, you can see large chunks of what looks like must have been a planet at some point, planetoid maybe. And they're kind of loosely moving around. Hello and welcome. Hopefully this will work. This is Garblag Games, and we were doing a patron preview stream. Good for my microphone there. Over on YouTube on an unlisted stream, and that seemed to be having some trouble. So we've popped over to Twitch for just about another hour just to finish off our little scenario, which we'll probably continue in a month to have this as a running little side game, but I will be trying to see if we can make this viewable for our patrons first and then our other viewers later. It's a reward for our patrons. We've reached a new goal. We set our $200 a month goal, which we've reached. Thank you very much to everyone who supports us. Kapla! Oh, we got an emote. Oh, Please Forever has gifted a tier 1 sub to Ebrautus. Look at that.
Ooh,
Wow.
little present appeared.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, thank you, Please Forever 1974. Maybe we should keep doing it on Twitch.
I think, well, if recent events are anything to say by the argument of should you move over back to YouTube is a bit null and void.
I know.
It doesn't get much better than a hyper tiger as well. That looks like a targ to me. There we go. We got a targ.
We got a targ in chat. Can our viewers please let us know how the stream is going as we go? Because we were having troubles on YouTube. They couldn't handle our video. It was too much Klingon for them. And the filthy pataks that they are let our stream die. But we are back on Twitch. The Mechleth of streaming. Not the old Batleth of YouTube, but the cool, funky, streamlined Mechleth. We're getting much better already. Okay, this is cool. Twitch is clearly set up for live a lot better. It's back to normal.
It looks like you may be able to do a private stream on Twitch, possibly as well.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
You can figure that out because it starts to look technical, and then my brain stops working.
No worries. So we were on board the IKS Tla'ich, and our crew were flying or had recently been in battle with a Cardassian scout ship, or a series of scout ships at the ending days of the Dominion War, and they had honoured themselves and their House Grilka, with their actions. However, the Tla'ich had suffered severe damage, and a lot of the crew had died. So much so that Kozar, the buffoon, the Kozar, the enlisted warrior, was being given the control of the helm. Chepeng, the engineer, is having to make repairs on the fly, and Teresa, the weapons officer, is probably the most senior person on the bridge apart from Captain Lator, who is a large, lazy lump of a Klingon, sitting in his throne with his favourite pet targ to one side and a large barrel of blood wine affixed to the hull so that it doesn't fall over. And he's scooping up flagons of it, and he is clearly inebriated. But they have been celebrating their previous victories. So they've gone into system and towards an asteroid cluster nearby, a gas giant. Teresa picked up a ship hiding in the magnetosphere, but they proceeded on as they were under cloak, which had been repaired, I think. No, it had been broken. The cloaking device was the thing that was working at the beginning, and Chepeng fixed the shields, but created a complication of the cloaking device being faulty, increasing difficulty of 1 on all rolls involved with the cloaking device. As they approached into the asteroid cluster, they could see that these large magnesite rocks, so there's other minerals in there as well, but largely magnesite, are being kept together with a low-level magnetic field emanating from the mining platform at the center, which clearly therefore has its power still going, but they're not getting any response on communication. As they flew in further, they could see sort of in the lee of one asteroid a wrecked Cobarian freighter, and they detected, Teresa detected the impulse wake of another ship leaving the area, and she has a theory on whom it may be.
House Decor. Enemies to House Grilka.
For a long time now.
Not House Decor.
No, not House Decor.
Enemies to Poor Design.
Interior decor.
Enemies to exterior decor.
Okay, cool. So where were we? I believe Chepeng had just horribly failed on a...
Horribly is a strong word.
Critically failed, shall we say that?
Horrendously badly failed.
Critically failed on a... you were checking the freighter.
Trying to figure out if what the freighter had been shot up by.
Ah, yes, you can't tell from this distance. But you gave me a point of threat, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay, so I now have 3 threat, and our team have
2 momentum.
2 momentum. Excellent. Right. So, what are you doing? You've detected this impulse wake. The captain has ordered you in closer. He said, "Is there any salvage on that freighter?"
Shall I move closer, Captain?
Well, yes. We need to get within transporter range, I assume.
Kozar's looking at Teresa there
Captain,
instead.
we're going to lose the fleeing ship if we don't pursue.
Can't hear you very well, Ben.
Again?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Far away.
I literally have
I can hear what you're saying. Very well. Have they detected us? Can you tell if they've detected us?
No sign that they have.
Maybe we should just get a bit closer and see what's going on here. He seems a lot more cautious than he was in your previous encounters with Cardassians. I think someone's at the door.
Yes. But I can't get it.
It's cool.
And I know what it is as well.
Oh no. It's an important delivery. Go get it.
I'll be right back.
No worries. Okay, Teresa. He's being a lot more cautious than he was when you were raiding against the Cardassians. In your mind, this does not seem honourable actions. No. Although, in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking he's acting like some Federation captain who's worried about losses of his crew.
Not sure I'm thinking that, actually. I'm thinking less charitable things than that.
Oh, okay. Right.
So is that he wants us to lay in a pursuit course, or that he wants us to get closer to the...
He wants you to kind of move in a bit closer to just get a better scan of everything.
Your mic's working better now, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Kozar, move us closer to the fleeing ship.
Yes, sir. Or madam. Or whatever the Klingon is for that. I don't know.
Lady? Mistress?
Lady. What do you prefer?
In fairness, it's probably something that a lot of Klingons are still trying to work out.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'll go with whatever you want. So, anyway, control and com.
That sounds good.
Let me know.
He's just holding up his Klingon dictionary.
Cuck is sir. Okay, so you succeed. Right, so you glide gently through, and the asteroids are kind of moving around. They're slightly further away from this central asteroid, and as you kind of pull closer, you now can all see quite clearly on the view screen this freighter. Chapeng, you can make another sensor attempt if you want. You can see it has taken disruptor fire to the exterior. You're not sure exactly what kind of disruptors though, but the burn pattern on the exterior is clearly some form of disruptor. Teresa, if you wish, you may also try to scan ahead of you at the parting impulse wake.
So what's that going to be?
That's going to be a difficulty 3, and that's going to be security and control. And Chapeng, you're going to have, it's just difficulty 1, and that would be...
How do I make it difficulty 3? Do I increase the complication range or?
No, you just will know if you've scored 3 successes or not.
Okay, control, security.
What am I rolling?
Chapeng, you are scanning the freighter?
Science and reason.
Yeah. Oh, 3 successes from Teresa. Well done. Rolling 0 dice.
Oh.
Gonna give it another go, Dan?
Yeah, I'm just double checking out, putting everything. Is that right?
Task roll 1.
Sure.
Task roll 2, sorry,
Task
isn't
roll
it?
2.
Yeah, task roll 2.
Yeah, no, that's
And
on.
then select your attribute
Select your
and
attributes.
discipline.
Got my reason, got my science, got a task roll of 2. Try that.
Ah, there you go. Cool.
There we go.
3 successes. Okay, so Teresa,
Ooh.
you are able, you know what the exhaust fumes of a Burrell ship look like. And you know that occasionally they do have to vent these things. And it's a time when a cloaked Klingon bird of prey can be detected. This counts for your
Thing's
ship
got to
as
have a tailpipe.
Exactly. And as it moves around behind an asteroid, like you sense that there's some exhaust that is pushed out the back of the ship, and it clearly signifies to you that this is another Burrell Klingon bird of prey.
Definitely a Burrell ship, Captain.
Chapeng, you scan the freighter. You only needed 1 success. You got 2 extras. I'll tell you what it says, and you can then decide whether you want to obtain more information and bank any of them. So the ship has taken severe disruptor fire. The hull has been breached. There are no life signs on board, or there may be people on there, but they might be dead. But you scan that the cargo hold is intact and has actually got crates and boxes in there. There's stuff in the cargo hold.
I spend another success to find out what's in the crates.
You can. As your scans probe a bit deeper, you can tell that you are having a similar difficulty scanning this as you have the asteroids around you. It seems this is probably magnesite ore that these traders are taking from the mining facility, and they were attacked as they left. That's your best guess. And then you got 1 more success. Do you want to?
I'll bank it.
Okay. Let's see if you can pop that back.
We're on 3 now.
Cool. Okay. So you're actually level, although above the mining facility, and you can tell that the power is on, but you're not getting any communication from it. The other ship is clearly a Burrell, and it's flown off around an asteroid on the edge of the asteroid field. Sorry, Lupine Shiro. Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen is the head of House Decor. Lawrence. Okay. Anyway, what do you guys want to do? The captain is kind of not non-committal, doesn't want to seem to do anything. He's Chapeng, do you report back what you found for a start?
The ship is carrying magnesite. The cargo bay is still intact.
Ah, excellent. Some salvage.
It will be intact once we have taken care of the Patach who did this.
Ozar turns around.
Captain, we must pursue.
Pass the captain to Teresa. Should I pursue?
Filthy Patach! He throws a chunk of meat at you. Fine. If you all wish to die, maybe today is a good day to die. Go! Pursue! Kapla! And he starts singing a song. Doja, doja, mida, doja, de. He's really drunk though, and he sort of starts to fall asleep halfway through.
Ooh, he might be getting replaced.
So you are you going to pursue?
Yes.
Let's make a flight maneuver then.
Okay.
I suggest we use a momentum.
Oh,
That's probably not a bad idea.
That's probably not a bad idea.
Would you say it's more daring than control?
You're not in a like an emergency situation, so it's not daring. It's going to be control. You're navigating carefully between these things. You're under cloak, so you're trying to I assume you're trying to sneak up on another cloaked ship.
Control con, and I'll use a momentum.
Okay.
Does propulsion system or starship systems count as focus?
Starship systems. Yep.
How do values work?
Values will be challenged at some point,
Okay.
and you will get a point of motivation. Oh, I forgot to say, you will get a point of motivation as well. And basically, you can deploy that once to get an instant critical success. And when your values are challenged, if you overcome it, then you can gain another point of motivation. But that's kind of like a plot thing that if we do another session, then I would incorporate your values being challenged, or maybe doing that already. I'm trying to find the bit where it says Starship Combat.
Oh,
there we go. Right, how did you do? 3 successes. Okay.
Kozar randomly smashes the Elm panel.
Now, as you leant round to talk to Teresa, you leant on the right panel by accident, and the ship kind of smoothly glides around, actually around the outside of the asteroid where the freighter is kind of leaning underneath it, like something under the bottom of a boat. And you come round the other side, pulling out to an area where you think that Teresa, if their ship...
Kozar notes that down in his pad for next time.
Brilliant.
Press random thing with elbow to execute maneuver.
Yeah. Quick, sneaky maneuvers. Right, so I think we need to... You're going to have another scan to see if you can detect where this ship is. Three successes. Okay. So you the ship comes round to the edge of the asteroid cluster, and you're tracking now this exhaust fume, and the impulse wake. And you can see that the impulse is actually increasing. So the ship is accelerating away from you. And as you're watching,
Open fire! All weapons!
Are you going to?
Yeah.
You want to open fire? Okay, cool. Right. So as you're watching,
Fix these guns for a reason.
Can it go to? No, they can go to warp in cloak, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not decloaking. You can see a power.
Hence the shootings.
A power search. Yeah, sure. Right. So the ship can help with this. So
Good ship.
Kozo, if you're happy to bring back his body, if you're happy to roll for the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weapons is 9, security +1.
So 10. Not bad. It's not a Federation starship or anything. Obviously, so what happens here? The ship can help. The ship gets to roll 1 die to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
But if it succeeds, it only adds if you succeed, Teresa.
Okay.
So you have to succeed in order for the ship to help you. So it's going to be a control and security.
Yeah, I'm also going to spend a point of momentum from our pool. I mean, I'm good at control and security, but I want to be very good.
You want to get some extra dice on there, don't you?
Just roll the d20. That's a fail for the ship.
But 2 successes for the me.
2 successes for the you. Okay, cool. Making an attack. Choose a weapon they plan to attack with. So I assume just using your disruptors. Nominates a viable target.
Disruptor
Single weapon.
cannons.
Yep. Control and security, assisted by the ship's weapons and security. For an energy weapon, the difficulty is 2. So you actually just succeeded. So that's fine. If the task is successful, then the attack inflicts damage, as described in Damage and Repairs. Below, if a specific system was not targeted, roll to determine which system was hit on the table below. So we're going to roll 1d20, Ben, because you're firing at a.
But they don't have shields.
No, they don't have shields. So 16. So the structure. So you kind of hit it in the middle. When it is hit, inflicts damage first to shields and then possibly to ship systems, but there's no shields up. In most ways, damage for starships is handled similarly to damage for characters. Attacks and other hazards have a damage rating. So what's the damage rating of the disruptors on the Twitch? I like to enlist the help of my players to cover off some of the co-GMing.
Point of order, I assume we've decloaked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll need to decloak to fire. Hang on. This is all contingent on Chepeng decloaking.
I'm really sorry for throwing a spanner in the works there.
You will be the next to perish.
We'll roll the damage in a moment. So you've got all the sensors and the tactical thing, like you're like decloak. You're like firing weapons, and you absolutely this would hit it if you pressed the button and you were decloaked. So let's have Chepeng make a daring and engineering roll. Because it's like
I also am going to use a point of momentum.
Do you have more momentum? Do you have enough momentum?
Yeah, we had 3.
We had 4.
Okay.
3 or 4.
We're now down to 1. So that would be our last point.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, Please Forever wants to know about re-rolls.
Oh, you can spend 1,000 Garblag groats to buy the team a point of momentum.
That would make a pleasant change after normally Plays Forever is the one who used to throw loads of points at my Star Wars game. For my players.
So hashtag momentum, and you give the team a point of momentum.
Oh.
Yes!
Oh, well, you got a point of momentum. There you go.
Solid work there, Chepeng.
Chepeng. Wow. Okay, so because your cloaking device is faulty, it would take you 2 successes to decloak. So you easily blitz it. You decloak at just the right moment, like the disruptors are charging. The cloak. You fire.
He's got 4 successes. Can we recloak again after?
Can I or bank some momentum?
You could bank 2 momentum.
I will
Yeah.
bank 2 momentum.
Okay, so your disruptors fire, hitting the other ship. Lewis, what's the damage rating of the Burrell?
I'm still looking for... does it have a damage rating on the ship?
The ship's weapons should have a damage rating.
I was looking for disruptor cannon. Can't really find anything. Right, I'll find the Burrell.
Thank you, please, forever, for buying the team a point of momentum. Oh, and if you spend 2,000 points, you can get me a point of threat.
He doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't
I want to
need
get a
anymore.
Vorchak-class cruiser up here.
I think we'd have to courageously run away.
Bravely ran away.
Away.
Fly into that bridge.
Flying.
Heavy speed. Today is a good day to buy.
Okay, let's get this up.
Let's see.
So he's done it now. He's just given you a point of threat.
Oh, thank you, Safino. Oh, look at that. Right. I've got 4 threat. Ooh. Oh, let's have a look. For the glory of the Empire. Where are we? Gains mastering.
Making an attack.
All right, Braille class bird of prey is in the Star Trek main rulebook. What was it you were after?
Weapon damage.
It's a weapon system.
Disruptor cannons do energy and range at close with a 7 and a vicious 1.
Oh.
Goodbye, Burrell class.
Okay. So keep it on that page. What page is that, Dan?
That is page 261 of the main Star Trek rulebook.
Thank you.
Weirdly, in the Klingon book, I cannot find the damage for starship weapons.
That's weird. You'd think that would definitely be in there.
I think
Okay.
It must be in there somewhere, but
Egel's just decided that Safino is part of the Q continuum for that.
seems fair.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I love Star Trek.
Fino
Okay.
will come and pester our crew occasionally.
This is top left-hand corner, but it starts.
Okay,
on
so
page
we're going to do
260.
seven damage dice.
What do I do?
Hang on. I'm just going to have a look.
Challenge dice?
Challenge dice.
Or 7
Yes.
challenge
So
dice.
put 7 in the challenge dice and
Yeah.
roll that. And for every... No,
Pew.
rolling 0.
No, that didn't work.
No, I told it to. All right, here we go.
Yes. Ooh,
Nice.
effects too.
That
Whoa.
was good. I'm assuming
Okay.
that's good.
So you got 5 blasts and 3 effects, which also count as a blast. Yeah. So that's 8 damage.
Can we spend any momentum on anything else
Shit.
involving damage?
I think we don't need to.
Better safe than sorry.
Hang on.
The scale of a Burrell class
Right.
ship is 3. There's a good chance that Burrell class ship is not there anymore.
Yeah. Bear this in mind for what that means for your ship. Right.
Our shields are up.
Power.
Yeah.
They're the only thing that works properly.
I seem to have. What was it? 261, did you say? Scale 3, resistance 3. Okay. So we reduce the damage. Reduce total damage by 1 for each point of total resistance. If there's 1 or more damage remaining after this reduction, ship loses 1 point of shields. However, it's not that. The ship may also suffer 1 or more breaches to the system if any of the following conditions occur. Ship suffers 5 or more damage from a single attack. If the ship is reduced to 0 shields, and if the ship has 0 shields before the attack, and the attack inflicts 1 or more damage, the ship suffers a breach. Okay, so it's going to take 2 breaches. 1 because you've done 8 points of damage in 1 shot. That is like the best damage roll I've ever seen.
That was pretty awesome.
That's crazy. Okay. And I'm just making sure what other effects can we do. If a system has a okay, damaged. Scale 3. Destroyed 4 or more breaches. There you go. So that's how we know
So
if you've
half
blown it
destroyed.
up. Okay, so you've done 2 breaches to it. So we need to does it varied on 2 factors? Here we go. Engines damage, structure damage. Damage to the ship's structure impacts the ship's integrity and resilience, as well as functions like life support. Impact: whenever the structure system suffers 1 or more breaches, the entire ship shudders, power conduits rupture, consoles explode, and personnel are hurled around. Roll 1 challenge dice.
It's a proper Star Trek effect.
This is
If
to
the
see-
crew are being thrown around.
And you get hurt. No. If the total number of breaches the structure system has suffered is equal to or greater than half the scale of the ship, then the system has been significantly damaged, which it has, because the scale is 3, and you've done 2 damage, so it is damaged. Vessel suffers fires and or minor hull breaches somewhere on the ship, forcing the area to be evacuated and sealed off. This makes it more problematic. Increasing the complication range of all engineering tasks to repair systems by 2. This also reduces the ship's resistance by 1.
Are the shields down?
The shields are down.
It was
You should
cloaked.
board it.
I'm gonna.
On your own.
That was gonna be my
Fucking Klingons,
next.
why not?
Okay, but the ship's engines aren't damaged, and the ship's nothing else about the ship. It's got like hull damage, and there's fires, and some people might be dead.
We have 2
But their
breaches
ship
left.
is still better than ours.
But the ship is still better than yours, and
Maybe we should board.
Captain, permission to board the vessel with an assault crew.
It's like 6
he looks
people
around the
left.
room. He's like, "What
There's
assault
Keith
crew?"
and Evan. They can join me.
No, we're not in any shape to mount an assault on a fully armed bird of prey. Destroy them. But
Okey-dokey.
the other ship is going to go to warp.
One that was around the sun.
But no, I didn't get that. Never mind. I thought I'd taken the talent that meant that we got to steal initiative, but I didn't take it.
Oh, actually, is that quick to action?
Yeah,
I have that.
I believe that means that we can.
We can all steal initiative.
Yeah,
Oh, so one of you would get another action instead of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically,
I
as
think
player,
the idea is quick to action means that you, as a crew, you can move faster than
okay,
the initiative.
but your gunnery officer has already fired, so
Engine. I could steer the ship in front of them if that's a plan.
ramming speed.
That's also.
Quick to
Unless our
action.
engineer has an idea.
You and your allies may ignore the normal cost to retain the initiative.
Mm.
So normally there's a cost to keep initiative,
Oh, right.
but we don't have to pay
but
it.
we-
Oh,
if he's
okay.
got that.
Yeah.
So I
I was
could.
going to try and scan to see which
We would have
direction it
probably
went.
kept initiative anyway because of the amount of damage we did.
Yes, but Chupeng, you said you're going to scan to see which direction they're going in.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go. They're going to go to warp. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't do anything to stop them. They are running away.
Cowards!
We have no honor!
But Chupeng, make your science and reason roll.
That's
No,
amusing.
science and daring, because you're having to do it like they're going, and you've got to like do it quite quickly.
And science. Oh,
Yeah.
God, that's going to be awful. Oh, no, wait, we've got some momentum, haven't we?
One.
You
What
got
about the
4
two
no,
I
you
got?
Yeah, Chupeng
Did we
got
get-
set banked 2.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. All right, then 3.
Then I'm going to spend one of them and... Oh, no, sorry, that's wrong. I didn't use the extra dice. There we go.
That was
You
left,
should have
right?
kept the first one. and
I
then
should have
use
kept the
momentum.
first one. Never
We can
mind.
do that. We can do that. Keep
Can I
the
keep the
first
first
one
one?
and
All right, cool.
use the momentum.
Plus a 0.
So it was going to be too difficulty to succeed because they're a cloaked ship going to warp. You're tracking like a very small element of their ship, and they are shooting off at warp. But you succeed, and they are heading to a nearby system, which is under the control of House Decor.
Called it.
Let's click our cats.
Decor Patach.
Clearly, with the war winding down, the old rivalries are rising again as Klingons get bored with the end of one war. They need
We only just
something
finished
Need
the
another
last
one.
one.
We
Busy.
need another one. To keep
Well, the
busy.
war's over. Now we go back to feuding.
Yeah, exactly.
And in fairness, Grilka took a pounding in the Cardassian War, so sorry, in the Dominion War. So it makes sense for Decor to push again.
Yep. So that ship's gone
Not
to
on
warp.
my watch.
What do you wish to do?
Finish off the one that we were fighting.
That was the one that
No,
went
that's
to
the
warp.
one you shot at.
No.
It's just gone to warp.
They're
Oh, I
back-
thought it was the other one, the one round us.
Oh no,
No,
the
no.
gas giant. That's far away. They're away from you. They haven't
Okay.
moved, or as far as you know, they haven't moved.
Cowards then.
we cannot pursue with the ship in this condition.
Take us back to the mining platform. Let us do the mission we have sent here to do, says Latour, sorry.
Yes, Captain.
They will be back. And they will be back in force.
I will send a communication to Lady Grilka herself to insist we reinforce this system with ships and warriors. But first, let us ascertain if any of our brave warriors have died in battle here on this asteroid.
Is there any chance that I can keep an eye on the ship's communication log to make sure that he doesn't forget and he actually sends it?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
It's fair.
Brilliant. Yeah. I've got to write down also Keith.
And Kevin.
Evan.
And their triplet, Kenneth.
They're the only people on the ship that I can tell what to do.
They're your warriors. They're your enlisted warriors, and
We've
they
got 3
rank
warriors.
just slightly below you, Kozar.
Unfortunately, your bard, Kyle, died.
Ah. We need
Okay.
a cleric as well.
Right. So, what are you going to do? You are
Do what
Do what we're
decloaked, by the
told.
way.
Go.
We'll steer the ship back.
You are
at
not
the
cloaked at
captain's
this
command.
point.
Are we able to transport cloaked?
I think,
Don't.
as far as I know, yes.
It's
Yeah.
just weapons, isn't it? Because of the
Yeah,
power
yeah.
systems.
And shields.
Then I will
Yeah,
cloak
yeah,
us
shield.
again.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a cloak difficulty 2. We need 2 successes from you, Dan.
I'm going to do this as engineering and reason. We're out of combat now, yeah?
Yep.
So I can just save
You
that.
can use a momentum as well if you want. We've got 2 left, and at the end of a scene, you lose a momentum anyway.
We'll spend a momentum.
Might as well be successful.
Complication. Now, do you want to take a complication, or which might be the cloaking device breaking, or do you want to give me a point of threat instead?
You've already got an extra point of threat, as I recall, from our
so much
wonderful
I don't know what you mean.
Garblag
I don't know what you mean.
watchers. Plus
I'm
the
on
3 you
4.
already had, so that's 4.
I'm on 4.
I'm not sure we want to go for 5th one. So
I'll give him one more because otherwise we're going to have no cloak. Eventually.
Is it like yeah? But do you want to
The
watch your fast
chances
cruiser
are that
really
he's
down
going
on
to
there?
use his 5 threat to
That
make
is
our cloak
true.
fail anyway.
I tell you, all right, okay. Well, we'll take the threat then.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
They've left the garrison behind.
Something to kill!
Well,
He's
now they
just
left
looking up-
5 warriors behind.
He's just looking up the cost for that Vorchek class destroyer.
I am.
How many
What size is a
points
Vorcha?
do I need?
Vorcha is a scale 5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so
This was coming to dinner.
the the cloak initiates, and you are visible once again. And I assume, Kozar, you're turning the ship back round towards the mining platform.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you want to pilot back into the remember, it's the magnetic field means you have to make a piloting roll.
Same as last time.
Con and control.
Yeah. Should I use a point of momentum? I have a focus though, Starship System.
Okay, yep.
We'll go for it.
Oh, you rolled the challenge dice instead of the task dice.
Oh, did I?
Oh, no critical failures though. So it just takes you a little while to maneuver around a few asteroids. I'm not going to have you crashing into any ships. Yeah, he waggles the mechlef that's sticking out of the con. The ship wobbles slightly. The magnetic fields are throwing off your sensor alignment slightly, but you do make your way back into the area and where the mining platform is. You're within transporter range of the freighter and the mining platform, and you're kind
Let's
of
split the
sitting
party.
And that's the end of the show. No.
I think we should transport down to the colony. That's the thing we're here to investigate. That's why they sent us out here.
If you beam down to the colony, I will transport the cargo over from the freighter.
I'm not sure. I feel comfortable with leaving him alone.
Kozar stands up and rips his mechlef out of the helm control. Kaif, you are on hell.
He walks over and sits down. He's even more confused by the controls.
If the captain's staying put, then I guess as second officer, it's my job to go down.
Yes.
I will head down because they'll probably need an engineer.
Absolutely.
It will be broken.
We will need you to
Kevin
ascertain
and
any
Kenneth step
damage.
forward.
Yeah.
Second, Teresa, may we have the honor of joining you?
Join us in
Perhaps
battle,
there is
warriors.
glorious battle.
We will need some expendable fodder.
I'm
Are they
already
wearing
with
red?
you.
His spec shirt.
Quick, put on these red shirts before we teleport down.
They've got red sashes.
Our warriors, for the
Absolutely
glory
brilliant.
of the Empire.
For the glory of the Empire.
For the glory of the Empire.
The glory of the Empire.
I like the way Kozar's slightly scary.
Slow.
Well,
When Kozar does it, he flexes his muscles.
Yeah. It's like a-
it doesn't quite work the same.
Don't make me do Galron eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the
Glory to
glory
you
of
and your
house.
I love that guy. Brilliant.
Okay. Yeah, send all senior officers, indeed, Eggle. Right, so you all go to the transporter pad, and
I'll
Davok,
point out
who is the
to Teresa
only other
before we
kind of
beam down.
engineer person and works for Chepeng, is standing by the control panel. I have found a suitable site inside the mining platform to transport you. It is clear of all other debris or any large machinery.
Very good.
It's near the main control center.
I'll lock and load my disruptor.
I have my mechlef and disruptor out.
Okay, the Kevin and Kenneth have their batlets, And they have disruptors and ductargs on their belt.
Do we all have like a disruptor as sort of standard?
Yeah.
And
This is a Klingon. You know, this ship is
Davok
a hunter killer ship.
Makcha, which means engage.
Kozar will tell
he
Teresa
goes to. Sorry, go on.
with Kaif on helm, the ship is going nowhere. Before we be,
I like your tactical choice of helm replacement helm officer. Davok puts his finger on the thing and says "Kabla," and then beams you down, and the red.
Yeah, theirs is a swirly one, isn't it?
Yeah.
no,
Well, it's got red glinty bits and
red
sort of,
glinty
rings in it,
bits,
isn't
and we
it?
sort of
Yeah.
go in lines.
Yeah. Beam you down to the surface, and you materialize in a corridor. And at the far end of the corridor is a open doorway and a barricade, and behind it are 2 Klingon warriors with disruptors out, leaning over the barricade, and they go to fire at you, and we will have to end our show there, unfortunately, because it is 6 o'clock and I have to go feed the kids. So that was a little intro into our Klingon scenario and Klingon crew. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I think we should.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We should
do it again.
We should make this a Tuesday night game. But yeah, I'll chat with the guys about when we can do the next session. But thank you for joining us. Sorry we had our little technical problems today. And next session, the guys and Kevin and Kenneth are going into combat with some Klingons that have been left behind by the other bird of prey. Please don't forget to go and check out all of our social stuff. There's loads of things in the about below on Twitch. I don't think I have enough to put together an episode to go onto YouTube later. So I think this will remain forever a one-off kind of hit. But the next episode... Hit? Did I say? You know, I mean one hit. I didn't mean it's like it's a hit. Yeah, it's top of the charts.
We're Klingons. Everything's a hit.
Yes, absolutely. The next episode we will look to preserve in some fashion, and we'll do a bit of an intro beforehand. And who knows, maybe we'll have another player or two, and Kevin and Kenneth could be subbed out for alternate characters, you know, actually coming down. We've got a couple of spaces there that might
should be the name. So
they have to.
They should be forced to take.
No, actually, because what happens in Star Trek is you can have the side characters. I can't remember what the term is right now. But basically, whoever comes in, if people did come in to join the game, they could play Kevin and Kenneth just for that fight, and then their main character. They could pick up and continue it.
Wake up on the ship.
Yeah, they're injured and the doctors finally patched them together or something.
Yeah, it would be good if we had a doctor.
I was about to say, do we have a doctor?
Yeah.
A doctor would be nice.
Yeah.
A comms officer would be nice.
Oh,
an actual
hello.
pilot.
Karok 101 is now following us. Thank you for following us. We're just finishing our session. So thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to go and check out all that other stuff. I've just uploaded and made public the finale of our Alien RPG show, LV832, on the
Looking
channel.
forward to it.
Dan.
Dan,
so
it's
much fun doing it.
amazing.
The Nat30s is now following. Thank you, Nat30s. Welcome to our channel. Please go and check out all of our other videos. Also, join us on our Discord. We're talking about all of our games, about this game and others on there. And also check out our Patreon. We recently reached our latest goal, which is great. And I now have to think up what the next goal is, but I'll be doing that soon. And this monthly, at the moment, show is a thank you to our patrons for supporting us. We really do appreciate everything you do for us. It keeps the channel going and allows us to pay for all the software, kit and equipment and games that we play. So thank you. go check it out if you're not a patron. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to. There's a load of free stuff for people who don't sign up. But if you do sign up as a patron, and in particular if you're the $4 tier or above, you get all the maps and stuff I use in all the streams. I share with our Adventurer Tier Plus patrons. So there's loads of stuff on there. So please go and check that out. Other than that, have we figured out what we're doing this week? Wednesday we've got Mutant Year Zero. And I think
that's
Ben
great. You should definitely watch that.
Absolutely, it's a cracking show. Someone dies
Tuesday
in every episode.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And there's definitely one character everyone wants to die.
And
So
Tuesday and
creepy.
Thursday, we're thinking of doing a 2-shot that we're just finalising the cast for.
Yep.
I
A
believe.
double-barreled 2-shot. I've got most of the people, I believe.
What's that going to be?
I will talk to you about that in just a moment, Senor Daniel, because you may be of interest in
When's
such
the-
a thing.
Can we give a
Dragon
sneak?
Lance?
Can we give a sneak of what it is? Ben, can you say roughly? Or
I
should we
suppose
leave it?
I think we should leave it because
Okay.
the exact detail.
Okay. I'll
is
release
a little bit,
on all of those places that I just told you about. We'll tell you what's
Do a
happening
press
Tuesday and
release.
Thursday, but Ben is going to run because I'm going on holiday, so I can set up a stream, but I can't really play in anything. We are going to run a 2-parter on Tuesday and Thursday. The following week, we're going to start a new Tuesday game, which we're yet to define. But the Thursday game starting that week is my Dragonlance AD&D
That's the
second
one we
edition
want to know
game,
about.
and that is happening starting in a couple of weeks' time.
Nice.
So stay tuned, check out our past videos, and we will see you next week on Garblag Games. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and kapla!
Honor to you and to your house.